What is going on, everyone? It's Johnny here with Trader X. I hope you guys are all having a beautiful day today, and I wanted to go ahead and give you guys a breakdown of how my day trading went today. And so let's get right into it. So these were all my field orders where I bought and sold everything, and as you guys can see, I was up $41 on the day, right? Nothing too crazy. So let's get right into it. So the first stock I wanted to break down was ticker symbol NRSN, and so this one was the one that made me the most money today. I got in with $200 to this one, and as you guys can see, I made $67 on it. So that's a pretty good return. And so the reason why I saw value in it was when I scanned this morning right at market open, it was one of the top gappers on the day. And so I decided, as you guys can see here, I decided to take a light position. I was only in with $200 worth, right? So if this thing ended up flushing me out, even losing 10-15% really wouldn't be anything too bad. And in my opinion, I felt like the upside outweighed the downside because if you take a look at slightly larger time frames, right, this thing was all the way down here this morning, and it's typically shot up to previous levels of around 440. So in my opinion, I felt these lower levels to be worth it in terms of the risk to reward ratio. And obviously these stocks are very risky. That's why I didn't get in with a large dollar amount, right? So as this thing continued to push up, I ended up selling very early. So as you guys can see, I got in at 222 and I ended up selling at 298. So right around this area, right? I sold out. And so I ended up missing out on, 150% push on top of that. It actually shot up more to up over $8 a share, which is insane. But the reason why I decided to sell out was it was very overbought, right? So this thing was slightly struggling, in my opinion, to start to push up. And so what I did wrong was I decided to cut it when in reality the momentum was still there. It was still trading above the EMA line, right? So if I zoom in here, you guys can see this little blue line here. It was still trading above it, and I still decided to cut it. What I could do next time is maybe try implementing a trailing stop loss where it will cut my losses maybe once this thing were to break below the EMA line. So that's definitely something I can try to implement in my trading to help me in the future. Other than that, I did end up trading, as you guys can see. I did want to break down maybe, I'll do BBIG here, or BBIG ticker symbol. So this one was one of the top gappers too, and I decided to get in early on when it shot up and pulled back because I viewed it to be at a good deal on based on the larger time frames. If this thing was able to pretty much break above these two resistance levels, it could have gone a lot on the day, and that's just based off me seeing these patterns and getting accustomed to them and maybe trying to identify when they might happen, right? So I felt like the risk to reward would be worth it, and the momentum ultimately ended up not being there and flushing me out. So this one I was in very light too, right? So the reason why I've been getting in very light is I've been trying to implement a new strategy to my trading, where I buy into these momentum stocks at lower levels, with less of a dollar amount. And in my opinion, it's been going well so far. So I do want to continue that. But that's why I like to keep the losses small and my profits big. Other than that, I did trade NASDAQ ETFs, right? So this morning, right around these levels, I did view the NASDAQ to be a little more on the overbought side after this big push up. And so I got into the inverse ETF. I believe I bought into SQs with $1,000 right around this area. And as it continued to sell off below the EMA, I added $4,000. And as it approached this area, I decided to cut it just in case it were to bounce right around there. And, I made probably around $40, nothing crazy at all. And this thing ended up ultimately selling off all of this, right? And when this thing made a bounce and ended up becoming more overextended right around these areas, I decided to try getting in again and made a little more money. But I think I ultimately ended up losing a little money trying to get into TQs down here. I had to stop out as this thing continue to sell off when it ultimately ended up bouncing and where it would have gone in my favor. But it's okay. You have to cut every trade somewhere. You can't ever think it's always gonna go in your direction, right? But other than that, it has been a quick little recap here. I hope you guys all ended on a green note, and give this a like if you guys found this information valuable. And if any of you are new, please consider subscribing. It's very helpful to us. We are a new channel, and it'll help spread the word. So I do appreciate your guys' time, and I hope that I will see you guys tomorrow. So take care and have a nice day.